Hey guys, I have a challenge for you.
Ooh, fun. Hopefully.
The last one he came up with was pretty nice.
Is that so? Then sure.
Oh yeah, you weren't here yet.
Indeed.
Okay, so what's the deal? It's to ask your partners if they think you've gained weight.
Oh. Where did that come from?
I just thought it could be interesting.
Could go wrong, possibly. Nah, why would it? Unless you have some unresolved weight-related trauma.
I suppose. But it can be hurtful to hear.
I mean, gaining weight doesn't mean your partners think you are fat or that they love you less.
So, everyone in?
Sure, why not?
Yep. I suppose. Hopefully all goes well. Okay, good luck.
The challenge definitely had much more to it than Ihaba said, but he wasn't really in the place to pry into someone's personal life, even as a doctor. He could just roll with what he was given, although he didn't expect his boyfriend to give him an answer that would hurt him. Mostly because he was quite certain his weight had been the same for years now, ever since his body stopped developing. Gotta expect some dumbass answer though, knowing them. Specifically Hayato and Eita. Taichi didn't have a single dumbass bone in his body. Speaking of Hayato, he heard door shut somewhere behind him, and then flinched when a huge mass draped over his shoulders. Heavy, hot, and scratching his skin with the annoying short stubble the man refused to shave.
Get off me, you damn gorilla!
Nope.
What do you mean no? You're crushing me!
With love, I think that's justified.
No, it's not. Let go!
With a deeply regretful sigh, Hayato kissed the conjunction of his neck and shoulder, scratching his skin some more and making him squirm, before he finally pulled back with a pout settled on his lips. You are so cruel sometimes, you know that? I'm just trying to give you love and you push me away.
Only when you are being annoying.
To prevent more unnecessary pouting, he reached for Hayato's hand, taking him down for a kiss, which he definitely didn't long for since he came home an hour ago. No matter, Hayato had to know his true feelings, like he always did, and smiled against his lips, pinching his chin when they parted. You do know that you can just ask for a kiss, right? All this arguing for foreplay isn't needed.
So, both of you assume things.
Yeah, keep lying to yourself, but you can't lie to me.
Shirabu wanted to retort some more, but the truth was, Hayato was right. How much was just teasing when he said it, and how much he was certain of his words, Shirabu didn't know and would never ask. However, somehow, it was really difficult to lie to Hayato. Probably thanks to spending so much time with Taichi. Before he could think further down that path, he was jolted in his seat as Hayato jumped over the back of the couch to sit next to him. So, wanna do something? Since it's going to take a while before Eita and Tai arrive. I don't know. But can I ask you something?
Sure.
Do you think I gained weight?
Hayato's brow furrowed before his eyebrow shot up in surprise. He tilted his head as if thinking, and Shirabu yelped when he squished his side.
Hey!
I don't think so. Still feels the same.
That's your way of measuring?
Hayato shrugged, a mischievous smile playing in the corner of his lips. It's a good way since I know what your body feels like when touched.
Shirabu sputtered, the unsaid implication rushing heat into his cheeks. Which, looking at Hayato's content grin, was exactly what he aimed for. And so Shirabu smacked his head and instinctively hugged his middle to cover his sides from more potential measuring. Unbelievable!
What? He offered? I took it.
You didn't have to.
Nah, someone has to ruffle your feathers from time to time.
He didn't get Shirabu time to be offended and squished him in a hug. The most comfortable one he knew. Maybe second to Semi's.
Seriously though, you don't have to worry about your weight at all. You know better than anyone what's healthy for you, so as long as you are content, everything is fine.
The sincerity in his voice stunned Shirabu for a beat before he reminded himself that Hayato had never been one to pretend. And so he allowed himself to relax into Hayato's arms, seeping in the warmth always radiating from him. At least for a while, he could be greedy before he would have to share again. Fortunately, it didn't seem like he would have to hunt Semi down to get them alone, as Hayato told Taichi to go on a date together a few minutes ago, leaving them to their own company. It was great for a multitude of reasons, but beside the challenge, Shirabu hoped a date with Hayato could bring Taichi to different, better thoughts. Gods knew how much he wanted to take Taichi out too, but his company probably wasn't what Taichi needed right now. Considering I still hadn't gotten an answer from him since January. He's so stubborn, even when he's clearly hurting so much. He sighed, returned into the present and into their living room by Semi nudging his side.
Hey, turn that frown upside down. I'll take you out too soon, I promise.
What? That's not... I'm not jealous they didn't take me.
You sure?
Yeah, I think it's for the best it's just the two of them right now. Semi hummed, apparently in agreement, his eyes straying to the door.
I guess that's true. He's been really quiet recently, hasn't he?
He didn't need to mention a name for Shirabu to know who he was talking about. It made him heave a sigh again, the feeling of powerlessness creeping back into his mind. He wanted to help, desperately so, but with Taichi's fragile heart, he was scared he could unintentionally hurt him again. The strong arm that always brought comfort tugged him to Semi's side, urging him to lean in for a while.
It's going to be okay, you'll see. You'll figure something out, just like always.
Hopefully. He allowed himself to relax in Semi's embrace for a moment before he reminded himself of the challenge. Say, do you think I gained weight?
Nope.
That was fast. Semi shrugged as if it was the most natural reflex.
I've been lovingly watching you for the past 6 years, and considering I know your body through and through, I can say for sure no weight gain has happened.
Moving on reflex himself, Shirabu smacked his shoulder before he even finished, his cheeks heating up once again since his boyfriend seemed to lack any filter.
Ouch, that hurt.
Good, it was supposed to.
But why though? It's nothing to be ashamed of, you know? And I have to take advantage of Taichi being away.
Before Shirabu could start feeling any kind of way about that, Semi's smile disappeared, replaced by a serious expression.
I'm more curious why you are asking that out of nowhere.
Well, I'm just a bit concerned about my health.
Really? You?
He cupped Shirabu's cheek, gently brushing his thumb over his cheekbone while his smile slowly returned to his lips, the sight making Shirabu's heart skip a beat. You're our doctor, remember? If anyone doesn't have to concern himself with his health, it's you. Just because I'm a doctor doesn't mean I'm immune. True, but you also know what's best for you. And to be fair, unless it would be a sign of illness, I don't think a bit of gained weight would hurt you looks-wise. Shirabu grumbled under his breath about that remark, but deep down, his soul fluttered knowing his most beloved person would find him attractive, even a little chubby. Although he should have known that already, as if Semi was that shallow to mind a few gained kilos. And so he relaxed back into Semi's arms, warm, comfortable, and able to forget all the silently brewing troubles for a moment. Luck seemed to be on his side that evening, as just about 10 minutes after he came home, the main door opened again, letting Taichi in. Of course, he couldn't throw the challenge question at him right away at the door, but it meant he had at least an hour of alone time with his boyfriend. He missed those a lot, since their work schedules overlapped awfully, only giving them a few opportunities to spend some quality time together. Don't disappear on me, okay? Go change and come here. He furrowed his brow when he saw Taichi flinch, despite being quite sure he sounded normal, excited even. I just want a hug. We haven't seen each other for so long. That addition seemed to work as Taichi's shoulders relaxed, and even his nod was a bit lighter. However, that didn't change much on the fact that his first instinct was to be scared of something Shirabu still couldn't identify. And what was worse, it had been happening more and more frequently as of lately. As if something haunted him all the time. He left those thoughts aside when Taichi finally returned, dressed in clean clothes and looking absolutely adorable in the light blue sweater Semi bought him last week. You look good in blue. He made grabby hands, immediately claiming Taichi as his plushie, which earned him a soft stammer. You think so? Yeah. I mean, that's why Eita got it for you. Really? Shirabu wanted to affirm again, but then paused, the barely hearable voice making him reconsider speaking loudly. And so he just hummed quietly and snuggled closer to Taichi's side, the steady beating of his boyfriend's heart settling his worry for a while. Everything was fine as long as that heart was beating nicely. They stayed silent for some time while Shirabu pondered how to go about the challenge, before he came to the conclusion that he should just go for it. Say, do you think I gained weight recently? He added the recently to give Taichi some time frame to work with and potentially make the response easier for him. However, judging by how startled he suddenly looked, it didn't work out. No, of course not. I mean, it wouldn't matter if you did, really. You would still look pretty, and Eita and Hayato wouldn't mind for sure, so it wouldn't be a big deal at all. Wait, slow down, okay? Deep breaths. Oh, sorry. No, it's fine. Just take a deep breath, okay? It's fine. He resumed the previous hug, but inside, all kinds of emotions swirled, from confusion to concern. It wasn't unusual for Taichi to suddenly start rambling if he had a feeling he could be misunderstood, no matter how many times they assured him it was alright. However, this was different. seeping with the same nervous energy as back in winter when they built the snowman. And also, the fact that Taichi talked just about Semi and Hayato's feelings was strange. As if he subconsciously put himself into an observer role. Although how subconscious it was up for question. But if I say something, he's going to pull back into his shell again. He tightened his embrace a little, perhaps as an instinctive way to show support without speaking, when his mind clocked another concerning thing. Speaking of, you've lost some weight recently, haven't you? It wasn't really a question, just an observation. True, he hadn't seen Taichi shirtless for a while now, but even without that, he knew he was correct. His body just didn't feel right in his arms. That was the best explanation he could come up with. Taichi hesitated before looking away, confirming Shirabu's suspicion. Do you mind? His heart broken by the tiny voice, Shirabu shook his head and pulled him closer, lost on what he should say or do to make it better. No, I'm just worried about you. You've been on border of healthy weight for as long as I know you. If you lose more, I'm worried it could hurt you. He looked up, meeting Taichi's widened eyes. You gotta eat, okay? I know it's not always easy, but it's important. I'm saying that both as your doctor and as your boyfriend. He was walking a really thin line, he knew. One wrong step, and their bond could crack. Or worse, Taichi's mental state could take another hit. But it needed to be said. Taichi seemed to process his words for a while, an uncertain look appearing in his eyes. I don't want you to worry. Then promise me you'll eat properly. Unable to stay still anymore, he sat up and cradled Taichi's face in his palms, barely containing the despair bubbling within him. Please. And after a beat, Taichi was nodding back. Okay, I promise. Good. Wanna help me make dinner? Those two are going to come in like locusts again. That at least lured a smile on Taichi's face. Gladly. It wasn't a victory, but Shirabu would take what he was given. And if he planned on making Taichi eat a little more through letting him taste everything, only he knew.